Well, hello there.
Hello.
And welcome to Needles at the Ready. I am Kevin.
And I am Ray.
This is episode 113, and today is Sunday, June 9th. So we are coming to you a day later than normal.
And $1 shorter.
Yeah, many of those.
Many dollars shorter. And we didn't spend anything on yarn. Darn it.
Yes, I did, but I don't have it. It's coming in like 2 days.
Oh, okay.
Oh, crud.
What did you forget now?
Something downstairs.
What?
I don't even know where it is.
Okay.
That's okay.
Obviously, it wasn't important to you.
No, it was, but it was the yarn that I bought to go with that. So, I don't know. So, it's been 2 weeks.
Here we are.
And a day. So we hope you guys are doing well.
We do. And we're doing well. And thanks for asking. We had a really, really busy 2 weeks.
We did.
And I guess we can kind of jump into... Wait, what happens now?
Let's just do the ad mini real quick because
That's what happens?
fast and furious. We have one make-along going on currently.
This is our last podcast before that ends.
Yes. Let's see.
Remember we did the math last time? Anyway, the make-along that Kevin is talking about is our Clockwork Cal. Clockwork by Stephen West. It's a beautiful shawl, like scarf. Easy to wear. It uses 2 colors. You can certainly do whatever you'd like. There's a brioche version. And we thought we would run a fun knit-along for that to kind of get us through the time change. And that it corresponded with us changing our clocks back here in the U.S. Springing them forward. I apologize. So we changed the clocks and sprung them forward. And that ends the first day of summer, which is the 21st or 22nd or 23rd. I don't know that this year what it is. We have that going on Ravelry. So that is, if you have not joined our Ravelry group, we're not super active on Ravelry, but it's a really good place for us to pull winners from. And then for you all to have conversations and share projects and ideas and feedback. So our Ravelry group is linked down below, which everything that we talk about is also linked down below.
Yeah, any patterns, yarns, bags typically is all down below in the description. You hit the
more button,
more and more
again.
And it should all be listed there.
Yes. So our Ravelry group is listed down below. We have a chatter thread and an FO thread. And we also have an Instagram hashtag Clockwork Cal?
NATR Clockwork.
NATR Clockwork. Sorry. NATR Clockwork on Instagram. And we will be pulling winners from all 3 of those places. And I don't know if we've decided on some prizes yet, but we've got a prize bin that we will choose graciously from. Graciously?
Sure. And that's going to end on the 20th. The 20th is the first day of summer.
There you are.
It ends on the 20th. And then in that same breath, we have not put much thought into this, which should surprise none of you, is that our Let's Hear It for the Boys starts on the 20th.
Oh, we're doing that.
Yes. So
okay.
Let's Hear It for the Boys is a make-along where you just have to... Or we encourage you to make something for a male or male identifying person in your life using either a pattern that's made for men, which leads me to a really good video that I watched recently. So you guys know we like Taylor from Wool Needles Hands.
We sure
Wool
do.
Needle Hands. And she does her Ravelry roulette. And it was really interesting. She did one searching Ravelry for patterns for men that are like classified for men, but that actually shows a male in the photos because it's very, very difficult to find that. And she found the same thing, like going through that. And that is kind of the whole purpose of this knit along, is to highlight patterns that are made for men and kind of like show it, really show the project on a male's body.
Yeah. We all have different body shapes, totally understand. It's just sometimes very difficult. And that, to Kevin's point, when we first started the podcast, or when he first started the podcast, it was very difficult to find things that might suit us. Obviously, as we become, I think, more adventurous in our knitting, and getting to look past like the pictures that you see on the patterns, their yarn choices or those body types, because they may not match yours. I know that it could be a struggle. Like, would that look good on me?
Right.
Yeah, that's great. It looks great on them, but would it work for me? And I think for us over the years, and to our point, I think with Stephen West, for example, looking at his shawls, and you see his color choices and some of the extreme like combinations that he puts together, like, oh, that might not really work for me. And then being able to see that, we can kind of think outside the box. So this hopefully will help everybody. And it's really great because we get a lot of feedback during this time where people are like getting inspiration and looking for patterns for their husbands or brothers or sons that they have difficulty time, finding those patterns for them too. So yes, celebrate the men in the community, yarn dyers, designers, all of that.
And some good places to start is, Stephen West, Brooklyn Tweed, Hudson West.
Mm-hmm. Hudson West has some really great patterns.
I'm trying to think. Oh, crap. Knit Spot or Bare Naked Wools has a lot of patterns, especially if you're looking for sweaters. So,
and you can certainly choose like a unisex pattern, but we want it to be made for somebody who has like a body shape like ours or identifies as a male.
And we've never actually mentioned this before, but I think it would be really cool when the project's finished, if in the like the FO thread, if the picture's taken showing it on the recipient, if
Great
it's possible,
idea.
Because that could be very inspiring for other people to see. Just like how we go through project pages in Ravelry to kind of see what whether it's a sweater or whatever the case is, looks. So that could be really fun to see how those patterns look on a recipient.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So
Maybe we can choose a fan, like our favorite.
Yeah,
from those, if you have it modeled by the recipient of the project, we will choose a NATR favorite.
But we will definitely go into it more on the 22nd. We'll have more details, but just know it starts on the 20th, and so just keep that in mind.
Yeah, and we'll have hashtag NATR Boys 2024.
Yep.
We've done one, I think, every year since 2021.
Since 2020.
Did you start 2020?
Yeah.
We did?
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's pretty much all the admin-y stuff. And then we'll just kind of go over our last 2 weeks, and then we'll jump into some knitting and crocheting and stuff like that.
Okay.
So
great.
The 2 weeks have been super busy.
Super.
Super.
Thanks for asking. Where's that from?
It's definitely a movie.
Or is it from South Park?
I don't know, because I've never watched South Park.
I've seen a few episodes.
I've just seen like memes and things like that.
Okay.
So after the last episode, that evening we went and hung out with one of your brothers, our sister-in-law, the twins, and Dominic, and spent some time outside, just had some pizza, some drinks, talked. We spent a lot of time with Dominic and all of his Star Wars stuff.
We did. We found a really delicious, obsessive food combination with Dots Pretzels. Original Dots Pretzels, which you all know that we adore. Dots Pretzels is out of, I'm not quite sure.
Don't know. But
we were buying them from Instagram because we heard it through not Instagram. Can you imagine? Through, from Amazon, because they weren't being sold, it wasn't being sold in our area. They are delicious pretzels. And it's a woman-owned company.
Not anymore.
Oh, she sold?
Yes.
Oh, sell out. Anyway, it's still really good. So we have Dots Original Pretzels with pub cheese.
The port wine and cheddar.
Delicious. Oh my goodness.
Just do it.
Yeah,
Trust us.
It was amazing. I can't believe, obscene amounts of it. It was good.
See, we did that.
We did.
Then last weekend, our niece Reese had her dance recital.
She did so good.
She did. She did 3 dances. She did a hip hop, a tap, and a contemporary piece. Yep. So we went and did that. That was a nice time. And then we went back to their house and celebrated with some food and beverages and music and just hung out and had a great time. And it was really cute. It was the first time that Riley started attempting to say my name.
Yeah.
And I still don't know what she says. Keenan?
She says
Kenan.
Kenan.
I think she calls me
Uncle Kenan.
Uncle Kenan.
Yeah.
So she runs at me. She says, Kenan. And then I just squat down and she jumps into my arms.
Yeah,
so it's really
really sweet. The sweetest.
And then this week, so Thursday, was our nephew Patrick graduated from 8th
Did
grade.
a lot of family things.
Everything was family related. So he graduated from 8th grade. So we went out to dinner with that side of the family and my sister-in-law's parents and her brother. Then Friday was my birthday.
Yay, happy birthday.
Thanks. And we went out for dinner, and then we went out for drinks.
And then out for drinks.
And then out for drinks again. And then
I don't know who we thought we were.
Or how young we thought we were. So we went out, the two of us, for dinner. And then your other brother and our sister-in-law met us out for some drinks. And we just hung out. And then we went back to their place and hung out for a little bit more. And then yesterday was the birthday party for the twins, Roman and Eloise. So we were there yesterday nursing a hangover. And
we brought our Gatorade with us.
We sure did.
Enough
so
said.
That was really the majority of our 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's been very busy.
It has.
But with good, really good stuff.
And I actually went and hung out with Kim, Kate, and Laura for a bit and knit, like 2 Fridays ago.
I was very jealous.
Or last Friday. Yeah. Last Friday we hung out for a bit. We went to Kim's house, hung out, and caught up and chatted, and yeah. So it's been a really good 2 weeks. It's been super busy, and now it's going to be really nice to relax later on this evening.
To settle down a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm still feeling a little...
Low on the energy level.
Well...
Like, you know.
I'm already in comfortable clothes.
Me too.
So,
on that note, knitting and crocheting. I have 3 FOs, and I have 1 whip.
I have 1 FO and 4 whips.
Okay. So why don't you go first? Because all of my whips will be pretty quick. Or FOs. You know?
Okay. I'm happy to. I finished the Muscle Bra hat by Isolde Teague. Is that who did it?
Yes.
Great. This is the Muscle Bra. I'm sure you all are aware of the pattern. It's a great pattern. It is about an $8 pattern. And this is what I did. This is mine finished. I did it a little bit smaller because I just got tired of it, you know? And I said, you know what? it's enough to have a hat. And I felt good about finishing it. So this is knit with the Ulysses yarn that I've been showing. It is a 100% wool, not quite sure what kind, in the colorway Lagoon. This is the yarn tag here. I do have quite a bit of yarn left over. Kevin said to me, like, did you finish the 100-gram skein of yarn? Because they come in 2 50-gram skeins. I said, no, I don't know how much I actually have left over.
I know, I was just looking for my scale, and I remember I brought it downstairs, so I don't have it here.
So I will put it on, and I'm actually very comfortable, or very happy with how it turned out. So it's not going to be a folded...
Oh, no, it looks cute.
Yeah, it looks cute, right?
Yeah, I like it.
I know, me too. I think it looks adorable.
Do you have a measuring tape with you?
No, I don't.
Okay.
So the concept of this is that you basically knit a giant tube. Here, you start on one end. You do so my cast on this end was a little bit wonky. I decided that I wanted to do a crocheted, like a magic circle. Yeah, like the magic ring, magic circle, whatever it is. And it actually created a really cute pattern. It almost looks like a flower.
Yes.
Kind of like a knotted flower, which is really sweet.
Yeah.
But it was on the wrong side. I think when I picked up the stitches, I picked them up on the wrong side. It doesn't really matter. And then you do a bunch of your increases. You measure your gauge once you get about an inch of knitting here, if you're not familiar with this pattern. And then based on the gauge that you get, there's a whole list of numbers and directions going off of your own gauge. So you can make this with any weight yarn whatsoever. This is knit with, I don't think I told you, it is a DK weight yarn. Sport/DK, I think.
May I see your hat, please?
Yeah, you may, of course. It's about 185 meters per 50 grams. It does recommend, the yarn itself recommends a needle or hook size for 3 to 3.5 millimeter. I did do a US 3, which I believe is a 3.25 millimeter needle. I got to, this is about 16 inches long.
16 and a half inches.
16 and a half inches long. So I figured for me, that was good because an 8-inch hat gives me a little bit of slouch, which is really nice. And then once you get to the recommended length, you start your decreases. And the decreases are really easy, so it creates the same kind of look, that four block decrease, that you would here with your increases. So it matches, just ignore the little flower thing. So I have that part tucked in here. So it's a double thick hat. If you were to knit this a little bit longer and you wanted to have a folded brim, it's like a four layer hat, which will be nice and warm. I'm really excited about this because the last couple that I've made have been a little bit too big, and the yarn was superwash, which is great, but this is a non-superwash, really like woolly. I think it's going to be very, very warm and insulating.
And I watched, and I don't recall the YouTube channel. I did watch a YouTube channel where a woman, she talked about all of the muscle burrs that she had knit.
Yeah.
And what she had found that for length, her perfect length for a muscle burr was 22 inches.
Oh, okay.
That
great.
gives a good folded brim. So if you've never made one, or you have and you kind of struggle with the length, try knitting it to 22 inches and see if that works for you.
Yeah. So without even trying, I have really kind of two versions of this hat. And a lot of people had actually left a comment, which is really cool. One of the things that you can do with this hat is knit the first half of it in one color, the second half in a different color, and you've got two different hats. I've also seen a version where you knit one in ribbing and one stockinette, so you can kind of like tuck them in to each other. So you can have like a ribbed, a more ribbed look on one side, stockinette side, on another. You can do reverse stockinette on one. I mean,
I saw like 3 colors. So one color at the top, a color at the bottom, a color in the middle, and the middle was just done in ribbing.
That's a
so
great
that your
idea.
brim is ribbed. So there's a lot of different things. This is a great pattern to look at the projects in Ravelry to see what other people do. Because some people have been doing self-striping with a solid and then doing a helical knit to make it doesn't come across as stripy, really, but it blends the yarns really well. So that's another option. But yeah, that looks like a really nice fit.
It really is. I'm extremely happy with it. I actually want to pull up my good notes here because I'm trying to. I want to see what I did with like what my gauge was. I forgot my notebook downstairs.
Yeah, I forgot mine too.
But I think I got 8 stitches per inch here. Oh, that's not what it is. I'm pretty sure I got about 8 stitches per inch. Oh, I didn't highlight it either. I could probably tell from here. Hold on one moment. I will tell you everything. 4 columns. Yes. All right. So I did the adult medium. Was the size that I chose, and I actually got 7.5 stitches per inch.
Okay.
With the needles and the DK weight yarn. So this is my recipe for DK for a muscle burr hat. And it's what's nice about this too is that it's a like double-sided sword, I guess. It's just stockinette in the round. You're just knitting, which can be super relaxing unless you want something a little bit more complicated. So I found myself putting this down, picking up something else, putting this down, picking this something else. But it's very transportable, and you get to a point where you can keep your yarn in the hat because you're basically making a bucket, and knit right out of that, which is what I was doing. So I'm really happy with it.
Good job.
I think that's all I have to say about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So my first FO is
This is your new obsession.
It really is. I think this is a hat. This is now going to become my 3rd favorite hat pattern.
3rd favorite hat.
Yes. So this is let's do it this way. Salish cap. Oops. Salish cap so it's published in Blue Sky Fibers, and it is by Mary Pranica. This is a hat made for holding fingering weight double, and you knit it on a very loose gauge on a US 8. And here's my first one that I made. So I bought this pattern quite a while ago, and it currently shows that it's $3 on Ravelry.
Great.
The 2 yarns that I used is this yarn, which is from Pigment and Ply. It's called the Spirit of Night. It's a 75-25. Sock yarn is 420 meters. And then the second color that I held with it is this from the Cat Lady. This is Pumpkin Coffee, and this is an 80-20. It has 420 yards, and it is 115 grams. So I held these two together, and I got this really pretty woodsy looking hat. It is super simple. It is a 2x2 ribbed hat, and it fits, I would say it's one size, so it would fit anybody.
Yeah, because of the ribbing and the loose gauge.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Maybe not a child.
I actually, not like a baby, but I think definitely a teenager.
Oh.
I think you could get away with a teenager on this because it looks incredibly small when it's not on, but the ribbing just gives it so much stretch. So I cast on the recommended number of stitches, doing a German twisted cast on, and then it's, guys, it's just 2x2 rib. There's no brim that you have to worry about, nothing that you have to switch, no switching needle sizes. The recommended needles is a US 8 or a 5mm, so that is what I used. And I weighed this one, being the first one that I cast on. I wasn't sure how much yarn it was going to use. So I grabbed 2 new skeins, wound them up, caked them up, whatever. And I used a total, I think it was of 70 grams. So 35 grams from each skein. So then that led me down a rabbit hole.
Yeah, for sure.
And then I made the second one. I just haven't woven in the end, which I'll actually talk about. So on this one, when I wove in my end here, I wove it in on the inside of it. And not that it matters, but where you weave it in, sometimes it can be a little visible. Like, you know, I wove it in here in this bit. So you can see it's just a little visible, like a little wonky. So on this one, what I'm going to do, and I forgot, is I'm going to weave it in on the outside because it will be folded up so you won't see it.
Skylar's flying around.
So this is hat number 2. This is holding these 2 yarns together. So this is...
How interesting, right?
Japanese maple from, I want to say Savvy Skeins. I don't know though.
It could be.
It was for my Stephen West shawl last year. I don't know if it was Savvy Skeins or...
Wait, where was it chained?
It's Barnyard Knits.
Barnyard.
This is Barnyard Knits. Japanese maple. So this was a skein I already had caked up. I still have a bunch left. And this is my yarn. This is ink blot on fingering. So it gave this really beautiful marled look. And again, just a nice fitting hat.
And if you want one shorter, then you can make one shorter too.
Yeah, you could definitely go and make this more of a watch cap style if you wanted to.
But I really like the size of the brim, like that you fold it up, and it's still so stretchy that you can, sometimes you never know, like, with the size of the folded brim. Some people like a little bit thicker, right? Some people like a little bit smaller. But I like that. You can kind of, it fits so incredibly well.
It fits really, really well. I really love this pattern. So my hat pattern favorites would go Hatch by Brooklyn Tweed.
Okay.
Emily Green. What the hell's number? Oh, Lyle Cap.
The Lyle Cap.
Also by Blue Sky Fibers. And then now this Salish Cap. And then I did one more.
This one's fun.
So this one, actually the reason I wanted to do this too is I used a variegated with darker colors. So and then I was like, okay, let's do tonals in low contrast, right? Both, again, dark colors or darker. And then third one, I said, let's get some lighter, brighter colors. This one reminds me a little Van Gogh, like Starry Night, Reminds me of the ocean.
Yes.
Kind of reminds me of a koi pond.
Oh.
This is using, and I left the tags downstairs. I know this is Trilogy yarn. It's either from Her Drinks club that you did.
It looks like it.
Or
like the blueberry martini or something like that.
Or it's from the Princess Bride Club. I was thinking this could be Inconceivable.
Inconceivable.
So I don't recall the tags downstairs.
Okay.
I thought I put it in my bag. And then the second color, this is Sweet Georgia. This was the yarn I used for Dana's mom's, or Dana's, the shawls that we did last year for them.
Yes.
So again, just did the same thing, followed pattern, and these are taking, you know, depending on how long I knit, like 3 days to do, if that. So I think this is a great stash busting hat. If you have leftover fingering yarn and you just hold them together to get this weight, use the US 8. Fantastic.
Now, how much yarn did you use? Did you say that already?
So I believe I only measured the first one. The first one was 35 grams of each skein, roughly. So I would say if you have 40 grams of yarn, do this. So all 3 of these are just going into our holiday gift bin.
Mm-hmm.
And I will probably make a bunch more because anybody could wear these. Like, I just think it's such a great pattern. Yeah. And it's so squishy and soft at this
you know what?
Larger gauge.
I was just thinking. So we got a comment, a comment on the last couple of videos saying that there was a weird noise in the background sometimes for some people to hear it. And I'm wondering because the table, I just noticed the table is a little squeaky.
Yeah.
We turned down the gain a little bit on our microphone and kind of adjusted the angle to see if we can eliminate that. But as you were pushing on the table...
Yeah, I just heard that squeak. So maybe that's what it is.
So maybe the table is getting a little bit squeaky. It is a folding table.
Yeah. So, Salish Cap, Blue Sky Fibers, Mary Pernica. I would highly recommend this pattern.
Great.
Oh, and...
I think this is great, though, because, like, socks, at least for me, I usually have about 35 grams of yarn left over.
Yeah.
When I do a full pair of socks.
Yep.
I'll have to measure when I'm done with these socks.
So in this, all 3 of these projects have been living in this bag that I got at Skein. This bag is fantastic. It holds way more than what you would think. It is by, oh crud.
It's right there.
It's by Bink Waffle.
Yeah.
And it's fully reversible, so the inside fabric, you could go this way, but it holds all 3 hats, the leftover yarn. I have some mints in there, my needles.
Mints?
Yeah, I think I took, you know why? I took it with, this is what I took with me to Kim's house.
Okay.
And so much space.
You gotta have those mints. They're very sensitive to bad breath. You know,
I love mints.
Just kidding.
So those are my 3 finished objects.
Great.
That was like,
yeah,
we were talking about it today. I would say that's probably like 9 days of my knitting over the past 2 weeks. So thoroughly enjoy that pattern.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that pattern to start doing some things on, like, to look at some of our leftover skeins of yarn from socks, right?
That's exactly what I did.
What a great idea.
And you know what's surprising though? There's only 16 projects for this. So that would be a great pattern, guys, for Let's Hear for the Boys.
Yeah, totally. Look at that. There you go. Connections. Eh?
Eh?
Eh? Okay, I think that wraps up the finished object portion of the show.
So now we're going to move on to whips, also known as race section. Because I only have one.
Oh. It's been very busy. So, like, I was talking to Kevin, like, I feel like I haven't knit all that much. And it's because the bulk of my knitting happens after work, like when we're settled in for the night, and then on the weekends. And so I've been very busy at work and had a lot of later nights. Mm-hmm. So I haven't had much time to focus on stuff. So there is a light at the end of the tunnel. I finished one project, which is great. So that's one whip done. I have just a few things going, and I'm at the home stretch of one of them, and we'll talk about that in a sec. But I'll just show this very briefly. I think I'm going to stop showing this. These are my socks. I've been knitting on these for a while. It's just great to have a pair of socks.
Is it since we went to Skein? Did you bring them?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, what was that for specifically?
I don't know. Probably nothing. Oh, I know. Wait.
We don't go to Skane just for nothing.
No,
We see
it
our
was
friends.
last minute. We weren't going to go. Oh,
Oh, was it
Connecticut
Connecticut
Sheep and Wool.
Correct. So this is cast on since Connecticut Sheep and Wool, which was like back in April.
Which was also local yarn store day.
Correct.
That's what it was.
Yeah, we missed Knit in Public Day yesterday.
We did because
Wah, wah.
we had plans. We couldn't go knit in public.
I know. Okay. So these I just can whip it out and not get arrested. No, I'm just kidding. So this is just something that I can work on, like while we're getting our haircuts and all of that stuff. I really love the color of this. These are just my vanilla sock recipe. It is a using the mysterious Podcasters Club colorways. This is Mysterious Ray, which is great, by Le Garçon. I'm using the mini here. What?
Because we keep talking about the mini.
I know. I don't know where.
I don't know why I keep not realizing that you cast on with it. So it's probably downstairs in like the bag box.
I lost the mini.
Bag bin.
Lost the mini. No idea where it is. But my sock recipe is I cast on 72 stitches with a German twisted cast on. I do a 2x2 ribbing for about 20 rows or so, and then I knit my last round with the contrast color. I just knit that. I just straight knit that. I don't do the ribbing, so that when we join the yarn, it creates a nicer join there, and kind of like a little bump out. You can kind of see a little bump out there. I don't know if you can. I knit these on 9-inch circular needles. I don't feel like really leaning over. On a 2.25 millimeter needle, which is a US 1. And I just go. It is the table. I've just been doing afterthought heels lately in my socks. Has been my go-to favorite way to put in heels, just because I like to go. So this I just kind of keep with me, and it's such a small project that I can pop this in like the crossbody bags that we use, or another knitting bag with other projects, because I can never bring just one project with me, because God forbid there's a mistake. Like I made a mistake. We were at the recital, and I was gonna say I danced on this in the recital, but I didn't dance on it. I knit on this at the recital, and I ended up splitting the yarn like a stitch and not realizing it. So I ended up with more stitches, and then I thought in the dark I could just knit two together and who cares, it's a sock. After the recital I looked at it and I was like, oh, that would fly with old Ray, but new Ray didn't like that so much. So I ended up dropping down all the way to pick up that stitch. So I fixed it.
Good job.
That's one. That's number one. I guess I'll go again.
Yeah, I'll go. We'll have an intermission, and then I'll go after this one, and then you'll have two more.
Okay, great. This one I can show because it is also related to the last project that I just showed. This is a test knit that I'm doing for Maxim Cyr. I showed this on the last podcast. It is a test knit for the Old Fashioned, which is a cardigan version of single malt. So it's like a broken seed stitch cardigan. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. The test knit is due by, I think, the beginning of July, so I really need to put my pedal to the metal. I didn't get much done since I last showed it. But I am using this, let me just see if I can find the tag. Yes. This is Le Garçon, the British Aran weight yarn here. And the colorway is Raised Branches. Mm-hmm. And it's a beautiful, like, rich brown color.
Yeah.
And this yarn is so gorgeous to work with. It is 70% BFL wool, 30% Masham. It is a non-superwash. I'm knitting this on the recommended needles, and I'll have all of those details as we get closer to the end of as we get closer to the pattern release. But it's been really great to work with. The yarn, there's a beautiful folded collar here. I'll show you what I have so far. So this is what I have so far. I was right.
It's really good.
I had just separated for the sleeves, I think, when I showed you last. So I maybe did about 5 inches or so.
But don't forget, you ripped out.
I did have to rip out. After sleeve separation, I misread the pattern, and I ended up with like just straight up ribbing on one side, on one panel. I was like, what? How did I miss that? So I love the texture. Is really good. The I wonder if I can put this on.
I like the raglan detail.
I was just gonna. That's what I wanted to point out. So I was gonna try to put it on so you could see the raglan. But I love the raglan detail.
Yeah.
There as well. It's a folded over collar, which is so great. It gives you that nice rounded look here. The pattern does not call for buttons on here. I do know somebody else who's doing this as a test, and they're gonna put buttons on theirs. But I'm really, really happy with this.
If you try to put it on, just be careful of your...
I tied them.
Yeah, but they may be too tight.
Oh, to put my arms through?
No, you might be all right, because you don't tie it like right up to the underarm.
No. This is my first time putting this on. Kevin is my dresser. Okay.
And just be careful, because your yarn's on this side.
So, you know, it's going to be kind of difficult to see. Oh, look it looks so nice already.
I know.
So I've got to pick up, along the sides here. Obviously I will knit this down, but I mean,
it's going to be
really nice. It's tight here, so you can't really see, but look at the raglan.
Yeah, it's a very nice detail.
Yeah, it's really good.
And
the collar, look how nice the collar is.
Even though it's Aran weight, I still feel like it's going to be a light sweater because
Yeah.
it is a light base.
Yep. Oh, it's going to be so good. It's my first time seeing it, sorry.
On.
It's a little tight now because it's on the needles, but sorry. Kevin's my undresser as well. You have to pay extra to see that. All right. So let's see. What else can I say? That is that. This is my 3rd skein of yarn or 4th skein of yarn already. So it is definitely taking up a lot of the yarn, but it's growing, it grows pretty quick. So this is going to be one of my main focuses now. Going forward, I need to actually pull out the other skein. Remind me to do that so I can kick that up. Okay, that's that test knit from Maxim Cyr, the old-fashioned, lovely.
My only whip that I worked on was my flax sweater, which is going to be for our nephew Roman, and
How come you don't have needle stoppers there?
Because I forgot. So I've pretty much finished the body. I started working on the ribbing. I just need to measure. I think I'm just about there. I may need a row or two to get to. It looks to be about an inch. So I'm just gonna bind off. This is the Flax by Tin Can Knits. I'm using their app for the pattern, which is really nice. It is a free pattern. The yarns I'm using are unknown because they were caked up and sitting in my Roscog downstairs for about a year. And I was just like, okay, I need to use these. So this will be my focus because it's almost done. Like the sleeves are going to take no time at all. And then I'll do
It would look cool with the sleeves, solid colors.
I don't have solid colors though.
Or striping those or something. No, solid, like just one color instead of marling them two together.
Oh, so like hold this one double on one. So mismatch sleeves, you mean?
No.
Oh, you're not saying like the white on this side and the gray on this side.
No.
Just picking one of the colors
Correct.
and doing it. I don't know that I would have enough yarn.
Or stripe them or something to break it up a little bit.
We'll see. We have no idea. And then I'm just going to do a tubular bind off here, or an Italian tubular bind off because that's much easier.
Yeah.
And then I'll pick up the sleeves. And I'm making a 1 to 2 year old since he is now 1. So I think it would be great for this winter, this fall and winter for him. And I like the way that it's given a good little camo feel.
Yeah, totally. I love it.
And I did not do short rows for this because the pattern actually recommends not doing that for
the
any sweater under the age of 6. so you don't have to worry about what side's the front or the back. So it makes it a little bit easier for the parents. So yeah, I decided to do DK weight version, and this is knit on a 6mm, which is a US 4, and a 4mm, which is a US 3. Is it 3.25? Oh, well, the needle's right here. 3.5.
3.5.
And it is living in my Matter Root bag.
That's a
which
great
I
bag.
love.
I do too.
One of my faves.
Yes.
And that is everything I worked on. So back to the Ray show. Thanks for this intermission.
Okay, you're welcome. The next one I do have a pattern for. Okay, guys, it's been 2 years. I'm still not done. However, the end is now in sight. But I ran into quite a problem.
Yes.
Okay, this is the Ivan sweater by Veronique Avery. Was put out through Brooklyn Tweed.
Did you grab that other skein?
No, it's behind me.
I know, I don't know where.
Right here.
Oh, okay. Oh, no. Nope.
I know.
No, not at all.
Fudge. Okay, so that's not going to work. And I'll show you what I'm talking about in a second. Okay, so this is the Ivan. It is a $14.50 pattern. I didn't realize that.
Do you know, though, if you buy your pattern from Brooklyn Tweed,
Yeah.
you get, I typically think they're like $1 cheaper from their website than they are from Ravelry, but then you get the Ravelry code that you can add it to your Ravelry account.
I'm sure you all know about this pattern. Have heard me talking about this pattern for 2 years because that's when I've been working on it. This is for my father. I've completed both front panels, the back panel, and one sleeve. I cast on the second sleeve. I joined in the round. The second sleeve, the sleeves have a really fun like detail on the side. It's a 3/4 length sleeve, like here. And now I'm knitting in the round a little bit. I am using Knit Picks Simply Wool Twist in the colorway Winkle and Wanda. That's it in the skein. This is it knit up. It's a really nice marled yarn. So we weighed the first sleeve, which is here. I think I've showed this because I'm pretty sure I finished this sleeve last time. It's pretty big. So it'll come down to about there. And weighed this guy out, and it's 130 grams of yarn. This here is my last skein. Do you know where this is going? This is my last skein of yarn for the project, and it's only 100 grams. So,
And
I went to Knit Picks to get another skein because, right, Knit Picks, their dye lots are all pretty much close and whatever. Realized that they no longer make this yarn in this colorway, so I can't get this. I can't get any more yarn. So after 2 years, my ask is, does anybody have a skein of Simply Wool Twist worsted in the colorway Winkle and Wanda? Let me see if I can find a tag. Oh wait, what's this? How much is that? I don't know.
not enough to finish a sweater.
And oh shoot, I don't have the tag. But if you have it, you'll know. I looked on Ravelry. It is in quite a few people's stashes. So I'm gonna reach out. I will reach out at some point to some people and see if they're willing to part with a skein. Happy to pay for it. Happy to trade anything for it. We had this other skein, which is what I was looking at because I kept seeing it, thinking that it was the Winkle and Wanda, but it's this one, and it's way different.
It is. It's
more
different.
like peachy.
It's different enough.
Yeah.
Like there's definitely similar qualities to it, but the color's just off.
Yeah. So because we were thinking like maybe I can use this because this is in the round, and do some helical knitting.
I think it would be too visible.
But yeah, it might be too visible. I don't even know what this is. Sheepfold? Never heard of it. Latte? I'm not sure where we got it from. And this is DK weight.
Oh, okay.
That's okay. So, if anybody would like to help me and my dad finish the sweater. After 2 years of vacationing this off someplace and putting it down, I'm at the home stretch. I'm going to do what I can with this. I'll see where I end up. I really thought I had another skein of it, but
That's okay.
I don't. So, we're there. We're at the home stretch. I'm going to do the best that I can. If my dad has to have a stripe or a one different color shoulder, that might be a design element choice that I make. But that's what I've been working on the past couple of days, and I just realized it.
Within the past 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Like within the past 4 days, because I think that's when I cast the second sleeve on again. Anyway, that's what I'm doing. I'm knitting the 5th size in the pattern. It's a very oversized with cardigan with a lot of positive ease. So there we are.
Great.
Yeah.
All right, back to you.
More?
I only had one whip.
You didn't want to show your one completed square?
It's downstairs. That's what I forgot.
Oh. Okay. Last, but certainly not least, this is the cute little bag that came with our mysterious podcaster.
And the pins.
Yeah, and the pins. Okay. We talked about last podcast, and thank you everybody who gave me some oops, hit the wrong button. Who gave me some feedback. This is the Jethro cardigan. We decided we were going to be doing this for Flock. We will be going to Flock. I think we talked about this already in August, and it's already been announced. Fiber Hustle is going to be vending there, so we're going to be hanging out with them. We're going to be helping them with their booth a little bit, setting up and things. We might steal a couple of skeins of yarn they don't know about, but that's okay. This is the Jethro cardigan by Tanis Laverly. Laverly over at Tanis Fiber Arts. It's a $9 pattern. Basically, it's a bunch of granny squares, and then you put the granny squares together for your the panels, and then you knit the sleeves and the button bands and the cuff. I chose my colors from Knit Picks. We are trying the Cotlin blend of yarn. This is Cotlin. It's a DK weight yarn. It is...
I'm so afraid to touch the table now because it's so squeaky.
I know. It is 70% cotton, 30% linen. My colors... So here's what let me just go over what I've done completely. So I am creating an assembly line. I came up with a really good color combination that I liked, and I showed that as part of my... do I have it here? As one of my gauge swatches. However, the gauge swatch was a little bit too big. So I obviously couldn't use it. But I loved this color combination together with the orange in the middle and the color order, I should say. Let's say color order. So what I ended up doing, and somebody had recommended it as well, is that just keep the color order and start the squares at a different spot, but you're keeping the order. So I need to make 36 squares. I have 5 colors, and then I have 6 colors, including the border color, which is going to be that black. So I am doing 7 squares, in each color order, with each of the 5 colors that start, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. And then the 36th square, I don't know what I'm going to do. So I'm doing an assembly line. I have all of my squares in plastic bags in varying stages. So what I did was I started with the orange, This is the first one that I started. So this is the color order. I got gauge. I love the color order. I think it looks really cool together in that order. You can see the differences in these colors, because this yarn and this yarn, when they're next to each other, looked very close, but they look very different here now.
Yeah.
Yep. So I started here. I cast on the orange color, and then I moved on to this one. So the orange is, or this rusty color, is called copper. So I started with the copper, I did that, and the second color that I used was, this one, I think.
You can see the front.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The second color was gosling. So this is gosling. So then once I got to the second color, I then cast on the second square in the gosling and put that to the side. Then I moved on to the third color, which is, I think it's called Wallaby. It is called Wallaby, but I don't have, oh, here it is. So then I moved on to Wallaby. And so I did a row of Wallaby here. Then I did a row of Wallaby, row of Wallaby here. Then I did a row of Wallaby here. And then I cast on the next one with Wallaby. So you see where I'm going with this? So every time I pulled out a color, I completed the round on the first one, completed a round on the second one, completed a round on the third one, and then cast on the fourth one. So every time, so I have an assembly line going on. So I'm keep maintaining the order. I've completely finished the this bluish color, which is called Rocket. And so the blue now is in every single one of these squares in various, like I said, this is the blue, the start of the blue. So I ended the blue here and I started the blue here. And then, you know, did the orange, ended the orange here, and then so on and so on. So I have one more square to put the copper in to complete. The copper will be then completed at that point. Yep. And then I'll have 3 completed squares, 7 each. Combinations. Yep. So I have 14 done completely. 2 color combinations completely done. I'll have my 3rd color combination completed after that last batch of 7 that I have to do here. And then I just, and then I just move on from there. So after the orange, then it goes to, like I said, the gosling. And then I should be able to finish the gosling off. And so there will be my assembly line. It's been very, very addicting to do this. I'm having so much fun with these granny squares. The only modification I made to the pattern to do the squares is that in the pattern, in a traditional granny square, you usually, after you crochet your 3 clusters, you chain 1 and then you move on. I did not chain between the 2. We watched a couple of videos, and one of the tips was to not do that, and it creates a tidier square. And I think these squares actually look pretty good.
Yeah, for sure.
So I am doing a magic ring, and then I'm crocheting into the magic ring to start with, just because I think it gives it a really nice tight closure in the front there. I am using a 4 or a 2.5 millimeter crochet hook, which is 2 sizes below what the pattern recommends. I am a very loose crocheter, apparently. This gets me gauge. So I'm doing that. I'm not having any trouble with the yarn at all. Can't wait to soak them, block them, because it's got some linen in it. So I'm curious to see if it's going to change some of the texture of the yarn.
Somebody did comment, that they they've used this exact yarn, and it definitely softens up and gets a little drapier with use, because linen gets softer the more that it is washed.
Okay.
They did say, even if your gauge is a little tight, to not be too worried, because they do grow. Like, it's grown I think the person said this was their second, like, we'll say summer with an item knit out of this, and there's definitely some growth to it.
Good.
Because cotton just naturally grows. It doesn't have that bounce back that wool does. So
yeah, that's where I'm at. And then the black, the black is going to be my main color. This has like a little, I feel like it's a little like, in some lights it has like a little purple undertone, I think.
I don't know.
But it
looks pretty black to me.
It says black. So black's going to be my main color. I'm going to join these as I go around. So I'll line them up how I want to, and then I'm going to add the black, you know, all around. There's a very long video that's linked in the pattern about joining. Once I get to that point, as I talk about it, I can add that to like the show notes or something. I won't add that today though. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. It's been really fun. It's like, it's quick, right? Like, 'cause you're just adding one color at a time for me.
Yeah.
So I just pick one up, add a color. If I want to put it down, I put it down, move on to something else. But it's very satisfying when all of a sudden I realize, like, hey, look at that. I'm done with another color and another set of squares.
Very nice. I did attempt to do mine. I did a gauge swatch using my 5 colors, and there's just not enough. I felt like they were too muted of 3 of the 5 that I had picked. So I do have some new colors coming in that are a little brighter, which I think is the route that I wanted to go. Mm-hmm. I don't know that the muted colors worked for me, even if I changed the order of them. So I have 2 different blues coming in, and I have like a mustard yellow, just to kind of play then with all of the colors and see if I can come up with a sequence of colors like yours, you know, the way that you're doing it, that I like. And I used the recommended hook size, which was a 3.75 millimeter, and I did get gauge with my 5 colors. So
yeah, you did.
I will be fine with that once that comes in, and it should come in on Tuesday, I believe.
Lovely. That's where we realized that Knitpicks no longer has the yarn.
Yes.
Because Kevin said, hey, do you need anything? It's like, oh, yeah, I need another skein of that yarn. And whack,
whack.
Yeah, I don't know yet, just as an aside, I did not do a gauge swatch yet for the knitted portion of that sweater. So I will be doing that. I'm kind of on the fence if I want to have that be short sleeve, like a short sleeve cardigan, versus long sleeve. I'm leaning kind of towards short sleeve, which would be kind of fun. I don't have any short sleeve garments. The only thing I do have is a knitted tank top that I did last year or the year before.
I was just wondering if anybody has done a short sleeve one on the Ravs.
Yeah.
To see kind of what it looks like, because you could finish. What you could do if you decide to do it is that the
sleeve cap is basically going to be the last
granny square. You could do a couple rounds with your main color to just kind of close it off.
Mm-hmm. I could also not do ribbing and just do a couple of rows of stockinette stitch and have it roll.
Yes,
that could be kind of cool.
I think the roll could look cute on
Me
that.
too. Yeah.
I haven't come across any yet that are short sleeve.
That's okay. I think we probably won't, because like part of the allure of that
is here's one.
Having a combination. Oh yeah. It's more like a vest.
It doesn't show it on the person, Yeah, I think you might be able to.
Yeah, I think so. I'll see how I'll see how I do. I want to put it together first, obviously, because then you pick up the knitting afterwards. But I'm really, really excited about it.
Huh.
Yeah.
All right. So that is
fun.
Yeah. I would I was glad to get one done.
Mm-hmm. A few of you have also recommended or suggested that if we were to ever do something like this again, or another garment, that you do just like single color granny squares and just have those, mix those up throughout your pattern, which is really cool.
So that is everything that we've worked on. Now we're going to jump into a little a lot of owl posts.
Hey, this is going to be a shorter episode.
Oh, there you go. You just cursed us, because now we're just going to blab for 3 hours.
I have nothing else to say to you.
So we got a very lovely owl post in the mail yesterday.
Absolutely.
And while I start getting this all together.
These are so good.
Also down below in our show notes, there is a link to a Google document that has links to all of the beautiful makers who have provided coupon codes to you all. So please feel free to check that out. This maker that we're about to speak about has provided this code for us. So it's there. So this, we got a beautiful shipment from Always Queenie Believes, who has always been a fantastic supporter of the channel, makes some project or items that we love. One of them is this beautiful Bits and Bobs. We both have one.
Now I have two.
This is for Ray. This is faux leather. Has a nice zipper here.
I didn't notice these stickers.
Zipper there. And then when you open it up, you have all your bits and bobs. Scissors, darning needles, pins, safety pins, a pen. I believe it's a highlighter too. Yeah, highlighter pen. Tape measure, a couple light bulb stitch markers, a couple plastic ones, this tape measure with a snap here. This is, and this has a little ruler fabric there. Mm-hmm. This is one of our favorite notions.
So
we use it all the time.
I'm so excited to have a second one now. So thank you so much. The one that I have one that's got really nice like nursing fabric, and I have that one in my Delaque crossbody bag. When we go anywhere, we take that with us, so I always have that. So now I can have the second one on my Rascog. I absolutely use this constantly, all the time. The scissors are fantastic. It's so good. And then this is great. So this is the Always Bits and Bobs. If you're at her shop, she's got a bunch of different fabrics and things. This one is like a vinyl, so easy to clean if you are messy. And the one
it's vinyl. I'm sorry, I was wrong.
I think it's vinyl. It feels vinyl.
Oh, I know, but I said something different. So vinyl's good.
Oh. The other one that I have is a quilted fabric, which is really, really pretty too.
No, it's vegan leather.
Vegan leather. Oh,
canvas, vegans. It has
it's
vegan
softer.
suede.
Maybe it's really soft.
Yeah, vegan leather, canvas, and vegan suede.
Yeah.
And then this is called the Always So. Hold on.
Always So Equipped.
Equipped.
I love these little puns.
So.
SEW.
Yes. So it comes like this. I untied it, and I probably should have waited. So it comes like this, and then you untie it. Look at that. And then you open it up, and
it's so good.
You have on this side a bunch of sewing needles
and bobby pins.
Yep, pins, safety pins. You have a pocket here, and in this pocket, there is a needle threader. Look at this. Very cute.
That's adorable.
Right? Some bobbins. Then, and this one.
And then
you have, I think this is, so this is a cake of hand poured beeswax. Here's a tape measure. Love a tape measure. You can never have enough. Also comes with scissors, and then just folds
up. And those
up.
are embroidery scissors.
Yeah. So these, let's undo the snap. Which I love the snap on this because it keeps it in place. Oh, these
they're so cute.
Some really nice sharp scissors.
And they have a plastic sleeve on the edge so it doesn't go through the fabric and stuff. Her fabric choices and like how she puts everything together is absolutely incredible. The quality is good. If you've been following our podcast, you know how much we absolutely love this maker.
Yes. And
her slogan here, it says, "You make for others, let Queenie create for you. Always Queenie Believe."
And then in addition to that, she also sent some lovely stuff. She did this last year for us too. She sent some gifts for our moms for Mother's Day.
Yes.
So we have...
Okay, so this is... Yes, these. So for the moms, it's called Always Tickety Boo. Take 3 and organized. It's the an envelope bag.
That one.
This one. Which is, look how freaking cute with the bird here, the fabric choices, obviously that she chose. Inside, there's 3 different zippers, plus you have pockets in between each of them, which is great. And I mean, look how much stuff you could fit in here. And there's a strap too if you want to wear it that way. Isn't this the cutest thing?
Yeah. And then
I love it. All right, so then
this is called, I believe this is this
Always Elegant Empress. It's a tote bag, project bag, or a handmade purse, whatever you want it to be.
So you got some nice little pride rainbow straps. There are 4 pockets, zipper pouches on the outside, and then on the inside you have a very well-made zipper, and then there is a zipper pocket and 2 sewn-in pockets on the inside.
And that's got pride fabric on the inside. So she also sent a second one, which is absolutely adorable as well. A little bit of a different fabric on the inside here with some rainbows and love and all of those beautiful things. And
one more.
And one more.
This is a new bag that doesn't have a name yet. So I believe this is all vegan leather as well. Should be on this.
Sorry. Yes. Always. I don't have a name yet.
Oh wait, I lied. This is the Always Elegant Empress. Because these are canvas. So this is the Always Elegant Empress. So this is one for the mom and that one. And then these are for us.
Oh yeah, this one was the Always Tickety Boo Take 3.
Right, and this is the Always Elegant Empress.
Yeah.
And then the 2 that we just showed you do not have names yet, and it's a new canvas style bag that she's working on.
I love them.
Yeah. I love a good canvas bag. I think canvas bags are great. I love...
oh my gosh, how funny. I don't think I saw this one. She said, I was thinking that Kevin would like the blue and the rust, and Ray would like the green and the gray. Look what we grabbed for.
Very, very nice.
Yes.
So, thank you. Please definitely check out her shop. She is a beautiful sewist.
Oh, gosh, gorgeous.
And then last...
I think I might bring that with me to our events.
Is our... I made some purchases. So this is the Breaking the Bank portion. The first thing I purchased, I couldn't resist when Justine showed these on Instagram. So Justine works at Skein Yarn Shop. And so her and Lori...
Are you asking me a question?
No, she showed these. Lori is the owner. We love them. And they've got these new bags in. And you guys, you know we're sucker for bags. We don't need any more bags. But look, you can only get these at Skein. They have like 4 or 5 different sizes, and they have notebook covers. So I went with the small. And Justine came up with very clever names for these. This is called Blue and Green Circles. They are made by Oh Wow Amsterdam. And based on what I saw, you can't buy bags directly from Oh Wow. They hand paint all of the canvas, and their designs are specific to like to a store. So like no other store has these, only Skein does.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. If you go to Oh Wow's
He's so impressionable.
website, you can see them painting the fabric. So just a nice little drawstring bag. It has 2 pockets on the inside. And it comes with coordinating... what is this?
Drawstrings?
Yeah. I'm just trying to think what the material is. It's almost like that.
Ripcord?
Yes. So, and then I got one for Ray as well, as one does.
And this one's called Multi-Eggs.
Yes. Because it looks like Easter eggs.
Yeah, very, very cute. And I think, with the canvas, the more that you use it, the softer it gets as well.
Yeah.
Which is really great. So this is perfect for a small project. Hat, socks, shawl.
I think it's a little bit larger too than it appears.
Yeah.
And then the last thing I purchased, and we talked about this last week, is I did end up buying the Sock Project book by Summer Lee. It's pretty recently. I know it came out this year. And then I was just reading comments from the last episode. Somebody recommended they took this and had it bound, spiral bound.
Oh.
So that when they're working,
that's a great idea.
The projects in here, they can leave it open. They don't have to worry about it. So, yeah, so I haven't looked much into it, but, any resource is helpful.
Yeah.
So there's a lot, let's see what's in here. Let's go to the first.
How to do an afterthought heel. I saw that in there.
So there's 25 patterns in here. It has stripes recipe, 1 and 2, faded sock, color block, DK ribbed, shorty socks.
Murmuration socks. Didn't you read a book called Murmuration?
I did read a book called Murmuration. It's by TJ Klune.
Yeah.
So great little resource, and it has information about the basic sock, finishing and caring for them.
Sizing and fit.
Oh yeah, sizing and fit. So yes. So new book to the book collection.
Lovely. It kind of matches the bags.
It does.
The cover art.
So that is all of that stuff. Now it's just what we've been reading and watching.
I'm really excited to use this bag.
I know.
Okay, reading and watching.
So watching, we finally finished the TV show C, which is on Apple TV Plus.
And what we're looking at, in case you didn't know, is that if you're new here, we use the Freeform app. So this is basically everything that we are talking about in our videos and things that we've done. It just kind of helps us to stay focused, and then it makes show notes a lot easier because they all have links on them, which is great.
So we watched season 3 of C. It was the final season of it. It's such a fantastic show. I definitely believe season 1 was my favorite.
Me too.
I think season 3...
I love origin stories.
Yes.
I really do.
I reckon season 3...
Stop reckoning.
Was... It
could be this chair too.
I know, it could be our chair. Our chairs and our table are very squeaky, so I wonder if that's what the noises are.
We'll have to upgrade.
Because I tried listening after the last episode, and I didn't hear any weird noises, but I wasn't listening for the table or chairs. But highly recommend. Season 1 was my favorite, but season 3 gave a satisfying resolution to some of the stuff that was going on.
Sure did.
So we watched that. We also have been watching, which we just need to finish, X-Men 97, which we were huge X-Men fans growing up of the cartoon, and this takes place after that cartoon ended.
It is definitely a blast from the past, and the humor is very much from that day.
Yes.
Right? Like that from the 90s.
And we are currently watching Fallout, which is based on a video game. It is on Amazon Prime, and enjoying that. It's very gory, so if you don't like gore, I definitely wouldn't recommend that for you.
It is super gory.
And then last night, we hung out and watched Mortal Engines, which we had never seen. Apparently based on a book, from what I know. It got very hot and cold, mixed reviews. I enjoyed it.
I did too.
I've never read the book, so I don't have anything to base my opinion off of, like how true it is to that. But what was funny is, not knowing this, the main actress in that was also one from C. And it took a minute. It was you know how like the voice, it was her voice and the way she enunciates her words. That reminded me of C. And as we were watching C, I thought she has a very specific, I don't know if it's accent, or tone to her voice. And I wondered if it was for this character or if it was how she just speaks naturally. And it's definitely how she speaks naturally. Because I picked up that same...
Me too. And the inflections that she uses.
Yes, inflections in Mortal Engines.
Yeah.
And then obsessed on YouTube with Tony and Ryan podcast.
Yeah.
They're hysterical.
Yeah.
They're raunchy, so if you don't like raunch, don't watch them. but watch them.
If
Because I've had
can you
so
put
much
that
fun.
down?
Sorry, I'm fidgety.
I know, but
I see.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
Here, why don't you do this? Play with this paperclip. There you go.
Thanks.
Okay.
But yeah.
They are great. If anybody is friends with Tony and Ryan, they're out of Australia, and you know them, please let them know that we exist and we like them very much. We would like to hang out with them.
Like, we both really laugh out loud watching them.
Their podcasts are like, or at least their clips on YouTube, are like 10 minutes long, but really hysterical. Like, they review memes, they tell jokes, like raunchy, silly pickup lines. Like, it's just a random collection of things, but it's one of those like, hey, this is a break from reality. This is just great to watch.
Series.
Quick little laugh.
And
this is what happens when you touch stuff.
I was touching this.
Wow, that didn't. I was gonna say that pancake didn't last long. Pancakes sound delicious.
I know. So something else I was just thinking about that I watched. Oh man, I wish I could hear you talk. I'm gonna see if I can find it on my phone.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, I can start moving on to what we've been reading, because that's pretty much what we've been watching. Really, Tony and Ryan has been
so much of it.
So much fun. So I have been still reading Empire of Storms by Sarah J. Maas. It is in the crystal glass
Throne of Glass.
Throne of Glass. I think it is number 4 in that series. It's really good. I'm definitely loving the characters. It's a slow read for me just because I only read that at nighttime, and lately I've been like 5 minutes and I'm zonked out. But it's really good. It's really good storytelling. We're moving into like relationships and things. I would say it's rated PG-13, which is good for those scenes. Kevin prefers rated XXX. I'm good at PG-13, sometimes a little R in there as well.
You're neat.
So that one's been good. I'm really enjoying the series. I would love to continue the series. I'm going to continue the series. And then I finished on Audible He Who Fights with Monsters Part 3, and I've started He Who Fights with Monsters Part 4. It's a great series. I talked about this last time. This guy kind of wakes up in this video game realm and has he's got like an interface that he can look at his inventory and check the map and blah, 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 blah. He's powering up and leveling up, meeting new friends, becoming a, pretty big badass, which I absolutely love. It's like one gigantic origin story. One of my favorite parts of video games, especially MMOs, is like the leveling up process. Endgame is fun, but like it's really the leveling up process and getting stronger and all of that. So it's been a really great series. I listen to it when I like exercising or driving, cutting the grass, whenever I can.
Yeah.
So I've been really enjoying that series.
Nice.
Yeah.
So watching.
This is stunning.
I know. So I was watching Wool and Wishes podcast, which is Kirsty and Tracy.
Yeah.
And right, Kirsten.
Oh, come on. Christy.
I'll check as soon as I show this. But no, I can't. I need to know before because she's the one who made it. Kirsty. And Tracy.
Yeah.
All right. So Kirsty.
Isn't it funny how like we question ourselves and then we make ourselves question ourselves?
Absolutely. She is crocheting a Tunisian crochet blanket. Well, both of them are working on blankets. Tracy jumped down the jelly roll. You're welcome, Tracy. And Kirsty is doing this Tunisian crochet one, which is very reminiscent of a jelly roll, and it's stunning. So she needs to write up this.
Kevin had to show me like immediately.
I did. He got home. I was like, you need to see this.
Yeah.
So she's holding, I'm trying to sew that the glare. She's holding two fingering, not at the same time though. It's fingering held single, but working one row in a color and then the other row in another color, then doing a border in a solid and then joining them together. So like her first row is about 20 of those rectangles long, and then she's just going to stack them.
It's so good.
So good.
She doesn't think that it's like worth writing a pattern for. She said it's so simple, but please write the pattern.
Please do it.
Please, or send us the pattern.
On the back of it, it looks like garter stitch,
it's so
it's
good.
Striped. It's really stunning.
Tunisian crochet is actually really, really fun, and it's not difficult. This is the simple Tunisian crochet stitch.
Yes.
So it's super easy to do. She said I think you do like 15 of them across or something. 14
Where she had 15
across.
loops and then 50 rows.
Yeah.
But it's not that I need another blanket anywhere in my life.
Oh, but I want this. I want to do this one.
It's really, really stunning to see in person. So definitely go check that out. Watch the channel. Check out that segment.
Yeah, I think we had them linked down below last week, and we'll have them linked again this week. Or this last podcast. Whatever.
All right, I just want to see. Okay. So, get rid of this one. Oh, no, I finished. I was reading this. Okay,
If
so
you
on
had
to my
updated
reading.
your section of freeform, then
I know I didn't. It is kind of updated though.
Okay.
So I must have done something right last time. All right, so I've finished 4 books and I'm reading a new one. I finished 3 books by the same author, May Archer. One of them I was reading last time. It is called The Secret. I have also finished The Fire and The Night. I really thought I finished these last time, but they're not on here. So I guess not. I just needed a break from long books.
Mm-hmm.
So then I finished a book called An Archer's Awakening by Casey Morales. All of those 4 books are in the male romance genre. The Archer's Awakening is fantasy though. The first 3 that I mentioned all have some spice levels. The Archer's Awakening, barely spice. That one is going to be a trilogy, so I'm interested to see where it goes. There were a lot of different point of views in it, and it really took until the end of the book to bring it all together to understand why we were getting some of the perspectives that we were throughout the book. So it is... So I don't know how I felt about it. I enjoyed the characters. I enjoyed reading it. It just took a while to get to the understanding of why we're getting all these people involved. Because it didn't seem to make sense as the book went along. The other 3 books by May Archer, I liked them all. I really loved The Night. It was cute. And then I'm currently reading something Magical Market. Jake's Magical Market. I don't know how I found this. It was like a recommended on Kindle. And it is by J.R. Matthews.
Oh, good.
This is actually very similar to the book that Ray's reading, except mine, instead of Jake, is on Earth. The gods of all universes apparently have this game that they play. And they reach out to the leaders of Earth 100 years ago and say, hey, like, we're going to be there in 100 years. Get civilization prepared for us doing the transition of your world. And basically, as far as I'm concerned, the world becomes very, very similar to an MMO. Jake is at work. He works at a market, and all of a sudden, like, his phone stops working, the music goes off, lights go off, and he walks out and his coworker's missing, people are screaming, and now there are monsters. Through this process, we learned that it's kind of based on a card game, and you can, like in a video game, run around, kill monsters, and you get cards from them. And it really just reminds me of like World of Warcraft and like Magic the Gathering combined type of thing. It's a very long book, and this is a trilogy. but I was sucked in after the first chapter.
That's great.
Because of my love of that genre of video games. I'm reading it and I'm like, I feel like I'm walking through Stormwind.
Yeah.
That's how
type
of thing.
Feel with
it's
He Who
that
Fights with Monsters.
It's the same type of, they're different monsters too, like vampires and blah, 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 but there's, orcs and gnolls, right?
Gnolls. I say gnolls. Knolls, right?
Oh, yeah, you're right. I was seeing GNAWLS in my head for some reason.
Oh.
But yeah, all the kobolds too. Like all of those types of creatures in there. So it's actually really enjoyable. It's a quick read, and what's really fun is that in it, he gets the cards that give him abilities or whatever, and there is a illustration of each of the cards when he gets it. So it looks like it's a lot of pages, well over 700, but so many of those pages are seeing these cards when he either gets a new one or it evolves or whatever the case is. So it does make the reading go by a little bit quicker and you feel like you're making progress. But I have really been enjoying that book.
I'm really glad for you.
Thanks so much. I'm glad for you as well.
Thank you. I'm glad to be glad.
You know what? And I think that's it.
I think that's it too. I mean, we have been very, very busy.
We have.
I feel like,
I feel like it's going to calm down now for a little bit. So
we'll have a lot more knitting time, which would be great.
Yeah.
But it's summertime too, so like knitting time kind of slows down a little bit with summertime, maybe. Yeah,
just because we're outdoors a little bit more.
Yeah.
We're doing, more things. So even for me, like my dyeing of yarn the last 2 weeks died down a little bit.
Yep.
Especially for that first week is with the tattoo, I didn't want to get dye.
Yeah.
Powder or liquid dye on it. And my gloves were coming up above it, like probably up to here on the wand. So I didn't want to irritate it much. And then I've just been working on dyeing up a new base, like testing it last week to see how I like it. And my tonals I was working on getting some tonals done, but they've been kind of off. So I have to mess around with those in the upcoming weeks.
And let's see, what's next for NATR? What do we have going on?
Well, we'll probably be able to talk about upcoming trunk show in the next.
We've got
episode.
It booked.
Yeah,
we've got 2 trunk shows booked.
So once everything's solidified, and for sure we will make sure that we mention that, and that will probably be the next episode. But other than that, just trucking along.
Yeah.
So. I think that is it. So on that note, we appreciate you guys hanging out with us for this much shorter than normal episode. And hope that you guys have a good 2 weeks. And we will see you in a fortnight.
Bye.
Bye.